Jet plane in the sun!
Get below! Look out! Get below! Dive the boat! Dive the boat!
They like to get down. Way down.
Take it down to 150 feet. Steer course 090.
Continue to dive.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 submarine movies.
I am U-571. Destroy me!
For this list, we're looking at those movies that featured submarines as a major plot element. While some other movies may have taken place in underwater labs or research stations, our list focuses on 100% submarine action.
The real story of the ocean depths begins where you left off. Wonders that defy my powers of description.
Number 10, K-19, The Widowmaker.
We have received the message from Moscow. They congratulate us on the successful launch of our test missile. We have proved our readiness.
Summon the Soviet Union!
And now they honor us with a new assignment.
It's a thrilling tale of bad luck, quick thinking, and bravery, all set on a Soviet submarine during the Cold War.
K-19 ready for sea, Captain.
And just think, it's based on a true story. After a series of unlucky events, the K-19 nuclear sub takes off on her maiden voyage. But their bad fortune doesn't stop there.
Radiation levels are rising too fast. We're just running on electric motors. There's no time for that.
An equipment malfunction leads the crew and its captain to make some difficult decisions, all in the name of preventing World War III.
And one thing I know, there can be only one captain of a ship.
Number 9, Yellow Submarine.
Just because I'm a drummer doesn't mean that I feel funny.
Hey, Ringo, you're not half the lad you used to be. Hey, look, everything's getting bigger.
We can only imagine how many baby boomers watched this movie while on LSD. Delightfully surreal, the film follows the adventures of the Beatles as they attempt to save the underwater realm of Pepperland from the villainous Blue Meanies by masquerading as Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
How do I look? Groovy, groovy.
Traveling in a yellow submarine, of course, the band sings their way through the magical submerged lands, making this flick fun to watch and listen to.
Pink, brown, yellow, orange, and blue, I love you. All together now. All together now. All together now. All together now.
Number 8, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Between the sky being on fire, battling a giant squid, near mutinies, and an onboard saboteur, there are more than enough separate plot elements to propel this film. The high-tech sub Seaview and its crew are on a mission to save the Earth from a world-threatening sky fire, but many obstacles stand in their way. While the underwater scenes look like they were filmed in the director's backyard, that doesn't detract from the genuine thrills this sub flick has to offer.
Well, may I remind all of you that this is a government ship. Demands made by a crewman or an officer could be considered mutiny. Shall I so consider it? Well, speak up!
Number 7, U-571.
Verstehen Sie mich, Herr Vance?
Yes, sir.
A team of Americans must board a German U-boat in disguise, pilfer their Enigma machine to decode Nazi communications, sink the sub, and escape with no one the wiser.
Is that so? That's the pilot!
Sounds simple enough, until they get stuck on the foreign sub when the one they came on goes under. Though the U-571 was a real submarine, the film is based on fiction, and some viewers found it galling that the Americans would cast themselves as the heroes, especially since it was the British who actually deciphered the Enigma code.
A typewriter.
An Enigma code machine. It allows the German Navy to communicate with its submarines in secret.
But what are facts to a good action movie? Number 6, Run Silent, Run Deep. This top-notch war flick is packed to the brim with action. Now, not the Michael Bay type of action, the 1950s type, when it was subdued but effective.
Forward torpedo room. Forward torpedo room.
The film's focus is really on the relationships between the crew and its captain.
Go on, try not, sir. Yeah, come here.
Look mighty sharp on that bridge, Mr. Bledsoe.
Although they're also racing to destroy a deadly Japanese warship. following a plot that became standard in the submarine movies that followed. This is a 50s film that blows many modern-day action thrillers right out of the water. Number 5. The Enemy Below.
Bridge, radar. I've got a spook.
Radar contact, Mr. Ware.
What?
Radar contact.
Things get pretty intense when war is involved. Considering battling submarines can be a matter of life and death, it makes sense that emotions would be heightened and crews would be on edge.
Oh man, I just hope this guy knows port from starboard. That's all I hope.
In this battle of wits, two opposing captains engage in a volley of strategic attacks, finally culminating in a destructive showdown.
Torpedoes! Los!
Los!
But in the end, mutual admiration and human decency trump patriotism, and the two crews learn to respect each other. Number 4. Crimson Tide.
Mr. Hunter, I've made a decision. I'm captain of this boat. Now shut the f*** up!
Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman go head-to-head in a battle that happens, for the most part, inside the submarine.
I did not agree with your calls.
After receiving a coded message alerting them that Russian rebels have taken control of the country's missile silos, they're on alert for confirmation that they must launch a preemptive strike.
The release of nuclear weapons has been authorized. This is not a drill.
However, when the second message arrives incomplete, Washington and Hackman engage in a battle of wills that divides the crew and blurs the lines between right and wrong.
Any of you officers or chiefs feel you've been unjustly caught up in this thing, you stand with me now.
Number 3. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Got a whale of a tale to tell you, lads, a whale of a tale or two, about the flapping fish and the girls I've loved on nights like this with the moon above.
Monsters abound in this Disney classic, based on the novel by Jules Verne. Only this time, one of the monsters happens to be a submerged boat called the Nautilus that's manned by a crew of ex-cons and helmed by the infamous Captain Nemo.
You are from the warship that attacked me, are you not?
Yes. We were under the impression that this was a monster, not a craft of human invention.
Between sinking ships, fighting off cannibals, or battling a giant squid, Nemo and his crew have been busy aboard their submarine. But there are plenty more adventures where those came from this epic fantasy journey.
Giant squid astern, sir.
Emergency speed. All engines.
Number 2. The Hunt for Red October.
40 years I've been at sea. A war at sea. A war with no battles.
Impressive, intelligent, and thrilling, this submarine movie outlines the inherent danger involved when defecting from your nation.
Battle stations.
Battle stations!
Another Cold War era picture. Red October follows one rogue captain who's headed towards American shores with the most advanced submarine in the world. But is he coming to defect or to attack?
Be careful what you shoot at. Huh? Most things in here don't react too well to bullets.
With both the Soviets and the Americans throwing everything they have at the eponymous sub to sink it in time, this is a puzzle that only Jack Ryan is smart enough to stop.
New по-русски.
Немного. Полезно знать, что думает противник. Не правда ли?
It is.
Before we surface our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
All ahead 1/3, up scope.
All ahead 1/3.
Women. Wow. That's what I call scavenging. What I meant, sir, is that I'm sure there must be something they can be used for.
I can think of any number of uses, but not here and now.
Number 1. Das Boot.
Don't disobey my orders. Du es your tot. Back to your station.
Alternating between the monotony of downtime and the frenetic energy of battle, no film paints a more realistic picture of life aboard a wartime sub than this German production. Taking place almost entirely aboard a German U-boat during World War II, the movie is gritty, claustrophobic, and tense, and it focuses not so much on specific characters as on their shared experience aboard the vessel. Riveting no matter what your political affiliation, Das Boot is a truly remarkable submarine movie. You'll never root so hard for the Nazis.
It's a long way to it's a long way to go.
Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite submarine movie? For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
You did it!
Lucius, we did it.